Hey guys, we got a weekend coming at us, okay? Things might get a little bit intense. The energy that we are in right now is activating the rise of the divine feminine collectively within us. And this will be a process that will be ongoing through and following, but coming to a climax on March 2nd of 2022 with our new moon in Pisces. However, Friday and moving into this weekend, this energy is very strongly being activated, and it could bring a lot of turbulence, a lot of very heavy feelings, and perhaps some cathartic experiences. But ultimately, this energy is restoring our heart space in alignment with self-empowerment, self-value, self-worth, and unconditional love as the divine feminine archetypes and energies are rectified in the collective of humanity, starting now and going throughout the course of the next week as we head towards March 2nd, and also throughout this astrological lunar year of 2022. So we have some pretty significant energy to talk about that's ongoing this weekend. Let's jump into the report. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today is Friday, February 25th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. In this video, I will be talking about the energy for today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, and then Sunday as well. And I'm going to have those time stamped in the description box below in case you just want to look day by day or just be able to jump to the place that you are specifically interested in. So that will be there as well, but I'm going to be talking about all 3 days in this report. So let's get into it. And as I mentioned in my intro, especially starting on Friday, definitely on Saturday, also on Sunday, and as we close out the rest of this lunar Aquarius cycle that we're in, this new moon in Aquarius cycle, and head towards our new moon in Pisces that is beginning on March 7th, we are now really in the thick of this energy that is restoring, empowering, and rectifying these divine feminine energies. And this is not specifically relating to the female gender, okay? When I'm talking about divine feminine, divine masculine, these are just energies that we all have within us. The divine feminine, this is true love, true fulfillment, the ability to create, to nurture, to receive. And then the divine masculine, this is courage and strength and the ability to be assertive and supportive and to lay foundations and to provide. So we all have a combination of divine feminine and divine masculine within us. And we are in a period of time right now where these energies are being righted, they're being rectified, they're being integrated, they're being intertwined within us as we have Venus and Mars transiting through Capricorn together right now. And what this is really doing is bringing us to a place of much greater internal wholeness and self-empowerment. And that is an outcome of what we will begin to experience as we are navigating through this unfolding energy over this next couple of weeks, and then definitely throughout this 2022 cycle. But today on Friday, the energy, the Sabian symbols are speaking about the rise of the divine feminine, like I've mentioned. So let's start talking about it. I want to let me say the aspects we have going on first, and then I will talk about the Sabians, because the Sabian symbols are really telling a significant story this weekend in combination with the aspects that we have going on. For those of you who are unaware of what the Sabian symbols are, what they are is a group of symbols that describe each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Whenever there's a planet at a specific point discharging a degree, making an aspect, we can look to the Sabian symbols and they just give us like an additional layer of clarity, more information about what this specific activation, what this specific aspect might be doing for us in our physical reality from a symbolic standpoint. So it just gives us an additional, like I said, an additional layer of clarity, or helps us to just interpret energetics better. So I personally, as an astrologer, always look at the Sabian symbols in conjunction with the aspects just to get that extra layer of understanding. So that's what the Sabian symbols are. But let's talk about the aspects real quick. First of all, Friday, we do have Mercury coming into an exact conjunction with Uranus. I talked a bit about this in my report for yesterday as that energy was building into effect yesterday. This could be major disruptions in plans, hearing some really like crazy crazy, bizarre, random, spontaneous, unexpected, out of the blue information, messages, communication, people that you haven't spoken to in a while or something just like popping back in with like something going on, or like just random, spontaneous, unexpected things having to do with our thought processes, communication, information, media. There could be some really like shocking or surprising like stories on the news or stuff going on like that. Unexpected things coming through in just terms of information, communication, what we're thinking, what we're perceiving. This can also represent like sudden flashes of insight, like sudden like downloads, like just something just hitting you out of nowhere and providing some type of clarity or awakening in some type of a way. Uranus is the great awakening planet. Mercury rules the mind. So when we have them in aspect, this can bring some type of mental awakening, although this is the square aspect. So it may be brought about by some type of conflict or challenge or frustration or intense situation that is sort of like building to a head and then, arrives at this state of awakening or like awareness or problem solving energy comes from it in some type of a way. That type of thing we're dealing with when we have Mercury in the square to Uranus, and Mercury is also in the sign of Aquarius. This is pertaining to the future. This could also be like some really crazy news about things that like are happening in the future, or some really like inspired ideas or solutions about how to fix things or solve things related to what we want to do going forward. Also with Uranus being in Taurus, this could be like a lot of bizarre information in regards to like resources, economies, finances, money, supply chains, stuff like that. So we have that going on in this energy as well. And Taurus, this is also a sign ruled by Venus, who is in a conjunction with Mars right now, who is also moving into conjunction with Pluto, who is going to be activated by the moon in Capricorn this weekend. So this could also be, some shocking or sudden things happening and pertaining to relationships, perhaps relationship breakdowns, I feel like too, with this being the square. So just another thing to keep in mind, as we really do have very Venus, feminine energy oriented stuff going on this weekend. The next aspect that we have is that we have the moon in Capricorn. Okay, yes, the moon is moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn today. Because we currently have Venus and Mars in a conjunction, together building in a conjunction with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn right now, when the moon transits Capricorn, this is likely to be an intense couple of days, especially pertaining to relationships, love issues, passions, desires, creative pursuits of any type, really being an emotional highlight for some reason. And with Pluto there in proximity like that, things could definitely be breaking down in some capacity, but these breakdowns are for the purpose of a phoenix moment, of a rebirth in a purified, more aligned, more actually powerful state than where we were at before. And I will talk about this energy. I'm going to be talking about this energy a lot over the next week or so. But let's talk about the Sabian symbols today for Friday, because like I said, they're like really, really indicating this feminine energy that we have going on. We have 5 Sabian symbols on Friday referencing a female energy. And it's interesting because it's actually in a progression of maturity. So again, like, as I read these symbols, you'll understand, but I feel like this is indicating and referencing the sort of precipice that we're standing on right now in terms of this rectification and this rise of this divine feminine energy. So we have the sun today at 8 degrees of Pisces. That Sabian symbol is a girl blowing a bugle. Blowing the bugle. Something is ready to start, and it's regarding this feminine energy that is initiating it. We have the earth today, what's happening on the ground, the state of things on the ground, 8 degrees of Virgo. A girl takes her first dancing lessons. So both the sun and the earth today are referencing specifically a girl blowing a bugle, announcing the arrival or the start of something, and a girl takes her first dancing lessons, engaging in some type of new experience that she's never participated in before. We also have Mars and Venus today together at 24 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is a woman entering a convent. So now we start off with this feminine energy being described as two girls engaging in this various activity. But by the time we get to the degree where Venus and Mars are conjoined today, Venus again representing that feminine energy, this is talking about a woman. So there's been a maturation of this energy, and this woman is entering a convent, which to me means that she is entering a point or a phase in her life where she is going inside to align with her higher self and with the divine. So we have this girl blowing the bugle, announcing the initiation of this other girl starting something new, taking these dance lessons, and then it is leading to the position of actually Venus and Mars today, the woman entering the convent. So it's sort of like the dancing lessons are also synonymous for this internal relationship with the divine and with our higher self that is being indicated through Venus and Mars conjoining at this degree. And then we also have Jupiter moving today to 14 degrees of Pisces. That Sabian symbol is a woman wrapped in fox fur. So again, we have another reference of a woman. We had two girls in the beginning, and now we had a woman entering a convent, Venus and Mars. And now we have Jupiter, this expansive energy ruling our hope, our optimism, and our faith, coming to a woman wrapped in fox fur. In this particular circumstance, considering the context of the other Sabians, I feel like this is saying that, like, talking about like what are we hiding or what are we concealing? And I feel like in the context, as I just said, of this progression of energy today, I feel like this is talking about this growth, this interconnection, this inner self-empowerment in conjunction with God and the divine that we are sort of wrapped in or concealing within ourselves in a quite expansive way for some reason with Jupiter at this degree. And then we have the position of the North Node on Friday as well. The North Node, this is the path ahead. This is the trajectory. This is the lesson we're learning. This is the evolutionary course, like the next phase of growth at 27 degrees of Taurus, an old Indian woman selling beads and trinkets. So we have two girls, the sun and the earth, and then we have a woman and another woman, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, and then the North Node, like where we are moving towards what is the direction and the trajectory at an old Indian woman. So we've gone through this whole like maturation progression in terms of the feminine energy as it is being displayed as a result of planet placements in the cosmos today, discharging these specific degrees, referencing this feminine energy. All the while, Venus and Mars are in this conjunction together, and tomorrow, actually on Saturday, we'll be moving to within a 3-degree orb with Pluto. And if you guys have been following my work for any period of time, I've been talking about this Venus, Mars, Pluto saga that is going on for like ever. I'm talking about it for so long, and we are like almost there right now, but it's really like Venus and Mars, the divine pair, the divine lovers, like the cosmic like duo are headed together to meet up with Pluto on March 2nd in conjunction with the new moon in Pisces. And they're taking down, the Lord of the Underworld and coming back into that place of reintegration of righted divine feminine and divine masculine energy that we have going on. And we are just in that right now. And building into that today, we have all of this symbolism talking about this feminine energy. And it's not just, they're in a very specific order. The girl to the woman to the old woman. And that is sort of, we also had Venus retrograde in Capricorn for a very long time, which was also talking about a maturation of the heart and what we value and what we prioritize and what we consider valuable and our own relationship to our own self-worth and our own inner value and our own creative potential. Definitely a maturation in all matters of the heart that had been going on throughout that Venus retrograde process. Now we have Venus and Mars coming together, about to like make this big event happen in the next week or so. And actually, yeah, it's a week from today, I think. Maybe not, don't quote me on that, but the 25th, it's on March 2nd. So yeah, that. But we have all of this feminine energy, and I do, especially considering there just is this age progression, I really feel like it's talking about the I've said maturity like a million times so far, but that's like the best word that I can think of to describe it, or just this evolution of this feminine energy into the true nature of that divine feminine, this ability to create, nurture, and receive in alignment with unconditional love. And that is really what this process at the end of the day is all ultimately about, is trying to restore the collective of humanity in terms of our heart space and our heart vibration and our ability to embody that unconditional love. Because, you know, in the actual laws of this reality, that unconditional love, being able to hold and align and resonate at that frequency and vibration, is what unlocks our ability to attract that same thing into our lives and to experience essentially like this idea or this concept of heaven on earth in alignment with our own authentic, true desires and gifts and talents and abilities, and the fulfillment that we can get through cultivating those and serving them and coming from this place of unconditional love and holding that vibration within us. And as a result of that, attracting all of this beauty and all of this abundance, and really ridding the physical world of the more negative 3D aspects of things, because they can only exist when we are holding those frequencies within us as well. So this is like a grand purge. That is what is happening right now. And it may not lead to the most comfortable and the best, like, most amazing fuzzy warm experiences. We might be really about to go through some difficult things in terms of our emotions and our heart space, and there might be some big time breakdowns that are coming along those lines, but it is in order to purify and to purge our vibration so that we can come back into this alignment and really discover forgiveness and surrender. And that ultimately is what leads us on this path to restoring our ability to love unconditionally. And then we can begin to attract along those lines and really create a much more beautiful experience of the world. And that is the trajectory. That is how we create the Age of Aquarius. It ultimately all boils down to this unconditional love and this restored heart center. And that is what process we are in right now. That is what is happening. So this energy, you know, today with the moon moving into Capricorn, gonna be in Capricorn over the next couple days, especially on Sunday when the moon comes into the exact conjunction with Venus, Mars, Pluto, also forms aspects to the north and the south node, the past, what we need to let go of, destiny, the path ahead. This could feel sort of like a dark night of the soul, very like cathartic, but also tremendously self-empowering. That is what this is leading towards. It's this death and rebirth transformation in relationships happening in order so that we can find ourselves in a place where we are beginning to restore that heart center and really step into the righted, activated divine feminine and also divine masculine energy, because they're both extremely important and one is not more significant than the other. But just where we are at right now in our collective evolution in consciousness, the heart center, the divine feminine, is what has been most out of balance, although the divine masculine has been very, very much so out of balance too. But that, again, is being rectified through this process. Let's talk about Saturday now, you guys. Saturday, February 26th, 2022. I'm going to start out just by reading the Sabian symbols because they are saying quite a bit. We have the sun coming to 9 degrees of Pisces on Saturday. That Sabian symbol is the race begins. Intent on outdistancing his rivals, a jockey spurs his horse to great speeds. We have the Earth at 9 degrees of Virgo on Saturday, an expressionist painter making a futuristic drawing. So, coming on the heels of Friday, that was all about this rise symbolically of the divine feminine energy. On Saturday, it really feels like we are taking off radically in a very new futuristic direction, like not holding back. We also have Mercury at 14 degrees of Aquarius on Saturday. That Sabian symbol is a train entering a tunnel. Again, like zooming forward, you know, on a trajectory, maybe entering that tunnel as this race begins. And then we have Venus and Mars moving to 25 degrees of Capricorn on Saturday. That Sabian symbol is a shop filled with precious Oriental rugs. This is actually a degree where Pluto was for a very, very, very long time. And this degree is all about What precious resources, what store of value do we hold inside of us that we can tap to create abundance in our physical material world? Venus and Mars at this degree, Mercury, the mind, a train entering a tunnel, our thoughts could really be racing and taking us in a very focused direction on Saturday, especially with the sun and the earth at those degrees. The race begins intent on outdistancing his rivals. The jockey spurs his horse to great speeds, and an expressionist painter making a futuristic drawing, racing towards the future, our vision of the future. What are we creating based in true value and inner resources that can provide us some type of abundance or stability in our physical lives, in our physical world? Very interesting message coming through via the Sabian symbols. Again, following on the heels of all of that feminine energy reference on Friday, and us being in this period right now where Venus and Mars are coming to conjunct Pluto. Again, on Saturday, we have that moon in Capricorn. The moon in Capricorn is obviously still activating Venus and Mars in the conjunction to Pluto. These relationship power struggles, relationship issues, like really deep, complex feelings pertaining to relationships as well may be a definite thing. The moon in Capricorn will also be forming a trine to Uranus in Taurus on Saturday, as well as a square to Chiron in Aries. And so this actually, because of the trine aspect, may bring some positive or interesting surprises, or just some really like out of the blue actions or behaviors or feelings coming from other people. This could really bring some really spontaneous urges and feelings to do something to heal ourselves. Like there may be some type of healing crisis or conflict coming up that we know we need to resolve with, like to heal ourselves in some way, that causes us to take maybe some really spontaneous action based on these feelings that we're having within us, or some really unexpected choice or decision based on maybe an emotional awakening about something as well in this energy. It could be bringing us some insight into how to fix or heal our problems somehow. Breakthroughs in our hero's journey as well. This could represent on Saturday in this energy that causes us to actually figure out and start feeling ourselves rise in our sense of self-empowerment and self-mastery, maybe pertaining to the relationship we have with ourselves, or the relationship that we have with spirit and the divine, or the relationships and circumstances we're experiencing with others, with Venus and Mars being so prominent right now in the chart of the sky. The other thing that we have going on Saturday is that we also have Venus and Mars in that conjunction coming into finally within a 3-degree orb to Pluto. So this is a legit conjunction. Like this is a valid conjunction. They're within 3 degrees of each other. It is not exact, but it is highly activated. So again, these Venus, Mars, Pluto themes. It is both this self-empowerment energy that is helping us to break free from toxic relationship dynamics or abusive relationship anything, either with ourselves or in our tangible experiences. And it also is it can bring up power struggles, and it can bring up like just power and control dynamics going on within relationships, also major breakdowns in relationships and stuff like that as well. And definitely could be bringing up emotional issues about like abuse and toxicity in relationships, considering, when we have Venus and we have Pluto together, and with Mars being there especially as well, this can definitely indicate abuse or toxic relationships going on. Whenever Venus is in a hard aspect to Pluto, that is always something that has a tendency of surfacing, because actually that soul or that circumstance is trying to bring back into a place of self-empowerment to overcome. But the challenge is, of course, navigating all of that and being able to rise and overcome it. Like that is, that is like the difficult part of it. But yeah, Pluto and Venus together, and especially with Mars right there. But I do like that Mars is right there, because he is offering this courage, this tenacity, this willpower to persevere, to overcome, to like stand in that power. And Venus isn't doing this alone. So This is cycle breaking energy that we're in this weekend, that we are in over this next week. This new moon in Pisces is a cycle breaking energy. We're breaking like generational curses. We are breaking toxic cycles of being and relating that may have been quite generational as well. We're breaking toxic cycles that we have had going on within our own mind and our own psyche, and therefore, that we experience in our lives. Like, we are just in real cycle breaking energy right now, so that we can come back into this more balanced heart space and begin to truly create the age of Aquarius. So really significant critical energy going on this weekend. Now let's talk for a little bit about the energy that we have for Sunday, February 27th, 2022. First off, let's just talk about the Sabians again. We have the sun coming to 10 degrees of Pisces on Sunday, an aviator in the clouds. We have the earth coming to 10 degrees of Virgo on Sunday, two heads looking out and beyond the shadows. So just those 2 degrees, I'm like, okay, so we're seeing through illusions. We're seeing through the clouds. We're seeing through the fog. We're seeing through the mist. We're seeing through the shadows. Like, we're gaining clarity on Sunday about something. And then we have Mercury at 15 degrees of Aquarius on Sunday, 2 lovebirds sitting on a fence singing happily. These relationship themes, we could be gaining clarity in terms of what we need to truly be happy and to feel fulfilled in relationships, in a relationship with ourselves, in a relationship with God and higher power, in a relationship with someone else, or a partnership or a circumstance. Maybe we are gaining a higher perspective and some clarity today on what our heart needs to truly sing in connections with others, which would be indicated with this Pluto, Venus, Mars, and today on Sunday, North Node energy as well that we have going on. So we also have Venus Venus is still at 25 degrees of Capricorn on Sunday, a shop filled with precious oriental rugs. Again, what store value are we holding inside of us that can provide abundance for us in our external physical world? And we have Mars moving to 26 degrees of Capricorn. Mars is just inching ahead. And I actually really like this because Mars is going first. Mars is approaching Pluto first. And I feel like that is how it should be, because Mars rules courage and strength and the masculine energy and is supportive of the feminine energy and the feminine dynamic. And this is really all about the rectification of Venus and coming back into the full power of our heart. And I like that Mars is leading the way in this process. Again, that feels like a writing of this dynamic of energy that we have playing out right now. 26 Capricorn, a nature spirit dancing in the midst of a waterfall. Purification, cleansing, self-empowerment for sure in the energy that is coming with Mars. So Sunday, those are the Sabians for Sunday. So we have that, maybe gaining some clarity about what we truly need to feel happy and fulfilled in a relationship and empowered and free and in alignment with our self-worth and our self-value. Now on Sunday, this is a really, really intense day, you guys. We have the moon in Capricorn starting the day off like first thing in the morning, coming into the conjunction with Venus, coming into the conjunction with Mars, coming into the conjunction with Pluto, forming a trine to the North Node, forming a sextile to the South Node before moving into Aquarius and sort of shifting the energy quite a bit. So energy should actually sort of shift pretty significantly throughout the course of the day today on Sunday, but we are starting out in some majorly intense energetics. With the moon in conjunction to all of those planets like that and aspecting also the North and the South Node, this could be, I've been talking about this, throughout the duration of this report. This could be major emotional breakdowns. The moon rules our emotions, our internal environment, our feelings. Coming into that alignment with Venus, Mars, and Pluto. Also the North Node, the future path, where we're headed in the trine, things falling into place, things happening to push us forward in a new direction in alignment with that authentic value that we hold inside of us, the North Node in Taurus, and what we can do with it. Also making the sextile to the South Node. What do we need to let go of? What do we need to move away from so that we can go down this new path? Things going out, but also things being set up for us to move in that new direction. Remember, the Sabians are also talking about the sense of clarity today. And yesterday we had energy talking about things really starting to move us forward. So we may be feeling like we are being born from the ashes in some capacity on Sunday and know the new trajectory or the trajectory that we need to head in at this point in time. And we really may be watching some things from the past, the South Node, talks, especially in Scorpio. This is again relating to these toxic feelings, these toxic relationship dynamics and intertwinements, financial intertwinements and stuff like that with others as well, really needing to be released, to fall away, being purged, purified, like destroyed. It's Pluto that we're talking about. Like Pluto brings destruction, but it's for the purpose of rebirth and growth into a greater, higher evolution, the phoenix, something more powerful. And that's what we have to remember with these energetics in effect all weekend. This is truly about restoring our power. But in order to do that, it's like we have to face these experiences that show us how powerful we truly are, what value we really truly do hold inside. It's like we have to see it and understand it for ourselves through seeing ourselves overcome these experiences, this dark night of the soul, this cathartic event, these losses, these things that are spontaneously happening that we weren't prepared for or weren't expecting, but we just have to surrender to it at this point in time, because it's like there's nothing that we can really do about it. This is all like woven into the vibrations that are happening on Sunday, really, really, really with the moon in the conjunction. Like, oh God, you guys, really, really, really deep, profound, powerful feelings. This is also though, like insane levels of manifestation potential if we can do it right, if we can maintain that heart space vibration, maintain that inner vision on the successful outcome of what we are imagining into existence right now, or what we are aligning with on our heart and our desires and our passion with. Manifestation, Pluto, this is the ultimate in power. In the sign of Capricorn, Venus and Mars, that's fertility. That's like the ultimate in like conceiving something that can really bring like tangible physical success and rewards. The sign of Capricorn with Pluto, like the ultimate in power in the sign of Capricorn. Like this really, and then in trine to the North Node, also in the South Node, mind you, the North Node is also in Taurus, ruled by Venus. The South Node is in Scorpio, ruled by Mars and Pluto. Every planet ruling the North and the South Node polarities right now, the trajectory in the past, destiny and karma, is wrapped up in this conjunction with the moon today. This is highly, highly, highly fated energy. This is insanely like everything that's happening under this energy right now is for a very strong reason, a very strong purpose, and it is for our highest and our best for sure. And it is really trying to bring us back into this place of self-empowerment. And we can really, in this energy that we have going on, especially on Sunday, but all the while that we have Venus and Mars in the conjunction to Pluto, it's just extra emphasized because of the moon there, you guys, and the moon making the trine as well to the North and the South Node. This is crazy ability to powerfully manifest our desires and our passions, things that we're fertilizing within us, into the physical reality. And that is the reason why this divine feminine energy is rising right now. And we need to be doing it from that heart place so that we are not creating more destruction, so that we are not creating more toxicity. That's why all this stuff is falling away. It's because, and that's why we're going through all of these difficult things. It's because we have to come to a place where we are creating from the right vibration that can make this age of Aquarius truly come into existence and not perpetuate the things from the past. And there's a lot of aspects of reality right now that are trying to imprint and perpetuate a lot of the past energy for as long as possible in order to maintain the power and control and the hierarchies of that Pisces paradigm. But because of this collective rise of this heart energy and this reintegration of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, this sense of self-empowerment and, this heart-based realignment, all of that is not going to be effective in the long run. And one by one, we are coming to this place of surrender, coming to this place of forgiveness, coming to this place of a restored heart center and an ability to align with a frequency of unconditional love, wherein then we are manifesting and attracting and creating through the laws that reign in this reality, in this paradigm. What we are, like attracts like. What we are, we attract. What we are, we create. And if once our vibrations are refined and purified and reintegrated and put back right, that is when we're really going to be able to begin creating. But we can, this is why astrology is a powerful tool, because it's letting us know that we can engage in this activity now. And we don't need to be attached to the destructive side of this energy that we may be witnessing on the 3D level. Of course, it's part of our experience. We have to live it, we have to maneuver it, but we don't need to emotionally attach to it. We need to hold onto our faith, hold onto our vision, know that the law is always working 100% of the time. It's never not working. Even if it doesn't look like it's working, it's just not the time for that yet. It's still working, and we just need to stay with that, stick with that, and understand and respect the power of this energy that we have going on right now. Also, you guys, Sunday moving into next week, we also have Mercury moving into conjunction with Saturn and Aquarius. This is a very, very focused mental energy for building, planning, formulating, strategizing the direction forward in Aquarius. We also have the Sun moving into conjunction with Jupiter in Pisces. This is expanded spiritual truths that are just emanating down. And today, actually on Sunday, the nodes are changing signs. They're moving from 27 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio to 26 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio, actually forming the exact aspects to Mars right now. Mars is at 26 degrees of Capricorn, so the trine in the sextile will be to Mars. This is that divine masculine energy. It can also rule, there's an aspect of like anger and aggression and like war that also goes along with this Mars energy. We could definitely see stuff like that too, especially on the geopolitical stage, major like war type issues, breakdowns happening within countries or leaders or rulers of nations. We do have Chiron in 11 Aries right now, ruler of nation. Venus also, y'all, rules finances, economies, resources, supply chains, all things coming from the earth. Uranus is also in Taurus right now with Venus and Mars in the conjunction to Pluto, destruction, death, rebirth. There could definitely be some big major geopolitical global breakdowns happening right now, enhanced aggression, war, stuff like that. Also major financial issues, economies, resources, stuff like that. Like I said, but again, it's like it's for the purpose of actually bringing us back into a place of our own internal self-empowerment. We're going to need to become a lot more self-reliant and a lot more resourceful in and of ourselves over this next couple of years, over this next year and a half or so. We are really going to need to take our power back in a very literal sense and start doing a lot more things for ourselves that we may have been reliant upon society to help us out with over this past few decades and stuff, the lifestyle we've become accustomed to. But there's really nothing to worry about because we are going to be coming together. Like the age of Aquarius, this is all about community. This is all about individuals in their own strength coming together to build a greater whole. So really, we really don't have much to worry about. It's just a massive change in the way that we have become accustomed to things operating in our physical reality, in our physical paradigm. Remember, we're also in 1776 energy right now, you guys. We are in the Pluto return of the United States. So there's that as well to keep in mind. But let's get back to the nodes for a second, having changed to 26 degrees of Taurus today. This Sabian symbol is a Spaniard serenading his senorita. And then we have the South Node, 26 degrees of Scorpio, Indians making camp in a new territory. So really all of this divine feminine energy that I was talking about, Mars and Venus coming together on Friday, all this female reference energy on Saturday. the conjunction coming within 3 degrees of Pluto. On Sunday, Mars inching ahead of Venus, taking the lead, taking her hand to go through this process, to go through this journey, while we have the nodes of the moon making aspect and the moon lining with all of them. A Spaniard serenading his senorita, the degree of the North Node. This to me is talking about that Mars-Venus dynamic that we have going on. And it's also serenading, it's music, it's song, it's frequency, it's vibration of the divine masculine, empowering and supporting the divine feminine and coming back into her rectification, into her full power and ability to align with that heart space energy, to align with the heart-based frequency of true love. Spaniard serenading his senorita. And then even the South Node, Indians making camp in a new territory. This is talking about a new way of living, a new existence, a new reality, starting something like brand new, fresh, that, you know, moving somewhere new, moving on to something different, letting go of the things that we've been used to and comfortable to, like, residing within. So that's what I have to say, you guys, for the energy of this weekend. Very powerful, very intense, very transformative, very empowering. Ultimately, we may be definitely dealing with some power struggles, some power issues, some breakdowns, but it is for the purpose of showing us how strong and powerful we really are to actually align and create. And it really is trying to rectify this heart-based, heart-centered energy so that, you know, it is a critical part of the creation and our transcendence into the age of Aquarius. So that's what I have for the report today, you guys. I'm not doing tarot because this is already pretty long, I feel like. I'm going to grab us a synchronicity card today, though, just to see an additional bit of insight or inspiration or advice that God has for us as we are, you know, going through this activation this weekend. This is a big activation with the moon coming into that conjunction with Venus and Mars, the North and the South Node. Yeah, okay, this card wants to come out. Let's read it. Rest, relax, and believe, it says. And this does sound about right, you guys, in the context of what we have going on. It says, he feedeth among the lilies until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. Song of Solomon 2:16 through 17. Take refuge among the lilies of God and heaven and dwell upon the concepts of joy, harmony, peace, beauty, and divine law and order. All your plans, journeys, and undertakings will prosper. Continue in this abiding trust and faith in God until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. This honestly summarizes everything that I was trying to express, I feel like, in this report today. I'm going to read it one more time just because this is so important. Again, attaching from these 3D, more negative, destructive experiences, things may be crumbling down around us, but it is really for the purpose of us being able to build a brand new palace for ourselves that we really truly find fulfillment and abundance living within and experiencing. Take refuge among the lilies of God in heaven and dwell upon the concepts of joy, harmony, peace, beauty, and divine law and order. All your plans, journeys, and undertakings will prosper. Continue in this abiding trust and faith in God until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. And that, you know, is where we are headed. Venus and Mars conjuncting Pluto, new moon in Pisces. We are transcending the shadows. We're transcending the darkness. We are transcending the underworld and coming back into the power of the righted wholeness and purpose and function of our true experience here in this reality. So that's what I have, you guys, for my report for the weekend. I hope that you guys like this. I'm sorry it was a little long. I just felt like there was a lot to say. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love your comments. I love reading them. I love your feedback. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, an Instagram, a TikTok, and a website. If you're interested in any of that, they will be in the description box below. And come back with me on Monday, you guys. We are in big astrology, and I will have all the info on the best way to navigate the energy. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I will see you then. Bye, guys.